Alright, let me show you guys why Android Auto is much better than Apple CarPlay. First, you cannot have a split screen on Apple CarPlay. Well, they call this a split screen. It's really not a split screen if you use the Android Auto split screen before, because you can't move this. You cannot move this at all, the map. And I'm not sure why this is here. I feel like you can replace this with an app, but I could not find a way to do so. Then you have YouTube Music here, which is quite small. If you click on it, then wow, it becomes full screen. I don't need full screen to see my music. I need my split screen. So when you go back to Google Maps or Apple Maps, let me show you. This issue also occurs on Apple Maps. So this full Apple Maps screen takes up the full screen, which is nice. It's very long, and you can see everything here, but you don't need all that space, honestly. I'd rather have, well, I'm coming from an Android, so I'm used to Android Auto, and I'd rather have 2/3 of the screen using Google Maps and 1/3 of the screen using YouTube Music. And Apple just have not implemented that. Look, it's terrible. You can't even move this around. Let me show you why I'm saying Apple CarPlay is terrible. Also, this add stop button is it's taking up the entire top of the screen. Alright, let me switch to Android Auto. Alright, so this is Android Auto. This is a far more better layout than Apple CarPlay. Even in this split screen that Apple called their split screen, it's just far more better. 2/3 of the screen is taken up by Google Maps, and 1/3 of the screen is used by YouTube Music, and it uses almost all of the screen effectively. Also, Android Auto, I'm not sure if Apple CarPlay has this, but Android Auto has this notifications button, which is close to the driver's side, so you can click on this quick. Then voila, you can see your notifications quickly. But I'm not sure if Apple CarPlay has that or not. But anyways, this split screen is far more superior than Apple CarPlay's. So you could also do a full screen of Google Maps if you wanted. You just press on this once, like that. It turns into full screen. Or you could press this again to go into split screen. Also, you can have a bigger version of your YouTube Music, but it doesn't take up your whole entire screen, because you don't need all that space to look at your music. You just need, I think 2/3 it's really enough, but that's my preference. But I think everyone would prefer this layout, because you can also have your maps, and you cannot move that around. But in this split screen, you can move it around all you want. Also, one more issue about Google Maps and Apple Maps on Apple is that you can't zoom in or out using your 2 fingers. And the recenter button is quite small. That's nice. And let me show you why I'm saying this is a reason, because I use this zoom in and zoom out feature a lot to see which exit I'm getting off at, or which how many, if I have like 5 turns coming up, then I have to stay in the right lane, left lane, blah blah blah, like that. Let me switch to Apple CarPlay real quick. Alright, so here we have the YouTube or Apple CarPlay, and in this split screen layout, you cannot zoom in or zoom out, and yeah, it's just not very good compared to Android Auto. I think this is Google Maps, so let me put on Apple Maps. There you go. Even with Apple Maps, you cannot zoom in or zoom out, or you cannot do anything with this screen. So I'm not sure why they call this a split screen. Split screen should really be Apple Maps here taking 2/3 of the screen, and YouTube Music or Spotify or whatever music app you use taking up 1/3 of the screen. So yeah, that's just not very ideal. Also, you cannot zoom in or zoom out. It's quite terrible, even on Google Maps. I think that's just an Apple CarPlay thing. Like, you cannot zoom in or zoom out. Like, that's terrible. Oh, where am I? Okay, well, yeah, thank you for watching. Anyways, this is why Apple CarPlay is far more worse than Android Auto.